Today's episode of the Just Keep Swimming podcast is brought to you by Audible. Audible is an online audiobook and podcast service offering over 10,000 books and the ability to listen to your favorite podcasts, including the Just Keep Swimming podcast. I personally use Audible all the time and suggest you take a listen to Intentional Living by John C. Maxwell. In this book, Mr. Maxwell shares his story on how he was able to live a noble and purposeful life and gives you tips and tricks so you can do the same. So please start your 30-day free trial now at www.audibletrial.com/JKS podcast, all lowercase. Again, that is www.audibletrial.com/JKS podcast. And if you have any more questions or concerns for the Just Keep Swimming podcast, you're always welcome to reach out to us on Facebook or at Instagram at juskeepswimming_podcast, or you can email us at jkspodcast702@gmail.com. And with that out the way, let's dive into it. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, and welcome to the Just Keep Swimming podcast. This is your friend, your boy, your host, Mr. Adrian Jackson, and we back at it again with another great episode for you. And you already know who's with me. It's the man, the myth, the legend. It's Mr. 1-3, dropping hot beats for the city as always. So please make sure you guys go check out his latest projects. So today, ladies and gentlemen, I kind of want to discuss something I felt recently, and I'm going to call this episode Mission Complete. So recently we had a summer program that's been going on for about 2 weeks. Still got one more week left, but I kind of felt like the major part of it is finally over. And it was just such an amazing feeling to finally be done, like to finally be able to check off the list that this mission is done. This has been a 2-week mission. It's been crazy hours, different times of the day you have to work. It's been a lot of energy we have to deal with, a lot of different students to deal with, issues, problems, where it comes with personal issues, business issues with the school, who knows what issues we were going through, and it was just so much going on. But it was like, once it was finally done, it was like mission complete. It was all worth it, and I'm so happy that we finally finished. So today I kind of just want to talk about like, what is it to complete the mission? And let's start off with first defining what a mission is. So a mission, it could be your purpose, your calling, your assignment, whether it's spiritual, personal, professional, or emotional. So the mission is pretty much your calling, your assignment at the time. And what could your mission be? Your mission can be something as little as, something daily, such as cooking breakfast, making dinner, going out for that run, reading that chapter in that book, whatever it may be. Or it could be something long-term, such as saving up for a trip, saving up to buy a house, trying to quit an addiction, trying to rebuild a relationship, whatever it may be, accomplishing a goal, getting your diploma. There are also type of missions, and the mission is kind of like, what do you think a mission is? And what is the mission for you? Because we all have our own missions, So one thing we always want to first start off is what is it going to look like when the mission is complete? A lot of times we're out here chasing missions, but we don't know what it's going to look like to be completed. And I kind of find that kind of deep because I know there was a movie I was watching the other day where they thought they were completing the mission, and it turns out they were way off. They were nowhere near what the mission was or what they were trying to compete, and they had to stop and take back and say, what was the actual mission during this? Sometimes the mission could be something as simple as just earning this paycheck, or it could be as epic as trying to break off cancer or whatever the case may be, but whatever it is, you have to first identify the mission, and then after you identify, you have to just go and attack it and not be afraid to see what's going to happen while you're attacking the mission. One story I heard the other day, which was really interesting, was a pastor. He was sharing a story about how he was out in the streets, just looking to help people. And he saw somebody that was in need, and he was trying to talk to the person, but he couldn't talk to them. because they had a language barrier. So the guy kind of sat there for about 5-10 minutes trying to communicate with this dude because, you know, in his heart, he had this mission to help him. He didn't have to help him if he wanted to. He probably could have walked off, but he decided to assign this mission to himself. So it's like, what mission are you assigning to yourself? And then once you find what the mission is, go out there and attack it. And it doesn't mean it's going to be easy. A lot of missions are really, really hard, you know. Recently, I've been playing this one game called Black Myth. I told you guys about it already. And each boss fight is its own mission in its own mindset. You know, I have to come to each boss fight with a different mindset, with a different set of tools, with a different game play style, all that stuff, because each mission is going to adjust itself depending on what it's going to be. You know, while working the summer program, some of the missions were just to get water to the kids in the classroom. Other missions were for me to pull a kid to the side and talk to them and see what's going on and tell them, hey, you guys got to pull it together, or, you know, you might not be in this program no more, you know. So the missions all vary. But after the mission is complete, let's talk about the benefits you get after completing the mission, because we just, like I said, completed ours recently and it felt so good to be done. And I want to talk about the relief that you get and the satisfaction that comes with completing the mission. The relief is crazy. And it's like one of the most best feelings in the world to finally say mission complete, be able to, you know, smack your hands together, knock the dust off and say, I'm finally done, to be able to hop in that hot shower and finally cleanse off all the things you've been holding on to this whole time while trying to complete the mission. And the satisfaction is like, it's unrelatable, you know. Like, I think that's one of the best feelings ever. Like, you ever get into the kitchen and try to cook a new meal, and it's a hard meal, you know, something you never did before, but once you finish and it turns out really good, you're probably beyond satisfied than what you expected, because, you know, it was a mission you gave to yourself, you know. So one, the satisfaction that you're going to get after completing the mission is going to be amazing. And then two, you're going to be able to reflect back on the mission and see all the things that you had to go through. And those things, when you realize what you went through after to make this mission successful, it's going to bring you another level of joy that you never knew you had, because the level of joy it's going to bring you is that level of joy that only hard work can bring, only the hustle can bring, you know. I heard an amazing quote the other day. They were talking about lust, and he said, what is lust? Lust is wanting something you're not willing to work for. And I think that right there was like a deep statement, because there's a lot of things in this world that we want, but we're not willing to work for. And a lot of times when we get them, we just see that we don't really want them because we didn't work for it the way we desired. But the things that you work for, when you get it, it feels so much better, you know. So like, for example, for me, this mission that I was working for, I was just working to get to the weekend and have a day off, you know. And now that I have this day off, it feels so good, and I'm so happy I was able to complete the mission and stay strong and, you know, complete my task. And, you know, also completing my mission, it helped open up other people's missions and gave them the opportunity to complete their missions, you know, because, you know, we broke up the team into two teams when it was to clean up to get the kids out of the program. We had the move out team, we had the check out team. The move out team, our job was to get everything out the dorms that didn't need to be there no more. The deep freezers, the waters, all the coolers, all these extra snacks that didn't get eaten, to take them back to the office and get them organized and all that stuff. So it was like, in order for me to get other people to complete their mission, first thing I had to do was get everything downstairs and into the cars and back to the main office. And then once I got to the main office, I was able to transfer it to the next team, and that team was able to pull the stuff out the truck for me and then put everything where it's supposed to be. But it's like, if I didn't complete my mission to get everything downstairs to where it was supposed to be, they wouldn't have been able to complete their mission, you know. And if the move out team that was in the dorms wasn't able to get them kids out the dorms and checked out, I wouldn't have been able to complete my mission, because there had been trash there had been stuff laying all around, and, you know, I'll have to wait for the kids to finish and get gone before I can even start my mission, you know. But the teams, we all merged together perfectly, because the ultimate mission was, hey, let's get these kids out of here and gone so we can get out here as well. And we did whatever we had to do to make that happen. And I think that, you know, that teamwork makes the dream work, but the teamwork really does take effect when you complete your job of the mission, you know. In football, we always talked about, do your job, stay home, don't chase after the play if you don't need to. And a lot of times, you know, the play fails because that one person isn't doing their job to complete their mission. But when you complete the mission on your side and you lock down your side of the field, it feels pretty good. It's like, okay, I did my job. Yes, the team's probably struggling a little bit, but at least I complete my job of the mission to make other people's jobs of the mission easier. If I lock down the receiver, that makes the safety's job so much easier, so he doesn't have to worry about this person. And then always just that peace that comes with everything at the end of the day, that peace to know that, hey, I was able to complete this goal. I was able to accomplish something. I was able to make it through something that was long and dreadful and headacheish and draining. I was able to make it through and complete this mission, and I feel so much better for it. So yeah, that's kind of the thoughts I wanted to share today, just because I felt that bliss of having your mission be complete recently, and I just wanted to really dive into it and try to understand where that bliss comes from, and just share that bliss with you guys, just in case you guys are on a mission right now and it feels like there's no end and there's no way you're going to get there. You already know what I'm going to say. Just keep swimming and trust that by the time you get there, it's going to feel so good when you make it to that island, when you make it to whatever your mission complete is, and you finally get that victory, and you can finally take that deep breath. It's like, whew, we made it through, we did it. Proud of us, proud of myself, proud of me. Whatever you want to be proud of it. Enjoy that you completed the mission. But yeah, I hope that episode resonated with somebody today. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, or want to share, some of the feelings you get from completing a mission, please reach out to us. You already know you can reach out to us at jkspodcast702@gmail.com or on social media sites. But with all that being said, I hope you have a great day, a marvelous afternoon, a splendid evening, and remember to just keep swimming.